So, you know that feeling like something massive is shifting on the planet right now? Like everyone around you is either waking up or completely losing it. Yeah, that's not just in your head. I've been tracking this for months now, and what I'm seeing is honestly mind-blowing. We're in the middle of what I can only call a species-wide consciousness upgrade, and most people don't even realize it's happening. Think about it. When did conversations about manifestation, energy, and weird coincidences become totally normal? When did your grandmother start talking about vibes, and your skeptical friend begin mentioning synchronicities? When did terms like quantum and frequency start showing up in everyday conversations at coffee shops and office break rooms? This isn't gradual anymore. It's exponential. And the acceleration is getting faster every month. I was talking to a friend who's a corporate executive, never touched anything remotely spiritual in her life, and she casually mentioned that she's been having business intuition downloads that are revolutionizing her company's strategy. She said it like it was the most normal thing in the world. Another friend, a skeptical scientist, started experiencing what he calls information synchronicities, exactly the research papers he needs just appearing at exactly the right moment. He stopped calling it coincidence because the precision is too consistent. And here's what really gets me. These aren't people who are seeking this stuff out. They're just regular people living their lives, and consciousness is upgrading itself through them. But here's what's really fascinating. There's this underground network of people having similar experiences, and most of them think they're alone. They're not talking about it openly because, well, how do you casually mention that you've been receiving information from sources you can't explain? I've been connecting with people from completely different backgrounds. Engineers, teachers, accountants, artists, medical professionals, and the stories are remarkably consistent. It's like we're all getting software updates from the same source. A nurse told me she's been able to sense exactly what her patients need before they even tell her their symptoms. A marketing executive shared that he's been having breakthrough campaign ideas that come through in complete downloads during morning showers. A high school teacher mentioned that she knows intuitively which students need extra support before any behavioral signs appear. The common thread? None of them were prepared for this. None of them have a framework for understanding it. And all of them are quietly wondering if they're going crazy. But they're not. They're just upgrading. Here's where it gets really interesting. Let's diving deep into the latest consciousness research, and the data is absolutely wild. Dr. Dean Radin at the Institute of Noetic Sciences has been documenting measurable increases in psychic accuracy during global events for decades. But here's the kicker. These spikes aren't just during crises anymore. They're becoming our new baseline. His latest data shows sustained elevated levels of non-local awareness that would have been considered anomalous just 5 years ago. The HeartMath Institute's Global Coherence Monitoring shows something even more fascinating. Roland McCrady's team tracks planetary electromagnetic patterns through their Global Coherence Initiative, and since 2020, they've recorded unprecedented levels of collective heart coherence. We're literally syncing up as a species at the electromagnetic level. What's really mind-blowing is their real-time data during major global events. When something significant happens anywhere on the planet, they can measure coherent responses in the global field before news coverage even begins. It's like we're becoming a planetary nervous system. And get this, Dr. Joe Dispenza's research centers are reporting that people are achieving advanced meditation states in weeks that used to take years. The learning curve for consciousness expansion has completely compressed. His students are showing brainwave patterns that typically require decades of practice. After just a few weeks of focused intention, But here's what really got my attention from the research. The Global Consciousness Project at Princeton has been measuring random number generators worldwide since 1998. During moments of global focus or emotion, these supposedly random systems become significantly more ordered. But lately, the baseline order has increased dramatically. It's like the planet's consciousness is becoming more coherent in general. Dr. Rupert Sheldrake's morphic field research provides another piece of the puzzle. His telephone telepathy experiments show accuracy rates that have been consistently climbing year over year. People aren't just getting better at guessing who's calling. They're accessing information through non-local means with increasing reliability. If this is resonating with your experience, drop a comment below. Are you noticing abilities or insights that weren't there before? Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to realize they're not alone in this. So what does this upgrade actually look like in real life? Because it's definitely not all rainbow and unicorns. People are reporting intense energy sensitivity, walking into rooms and immediately knowing the emotional state of everyone there. Others are experiencing what I call timeline bleed, knowing things about people they've never met, or having detailed dreams about places they've never been that turn out to be accurate. One of the most common reports is what I'm calling information overflow. People are receiving insights, solutions, and understanding at a rate that's almost overwhelming. A graphic designer told me she's been getting complete visual concepts that download in seconds. Concepts that used to take her weeks to develop. There's also this phenomenon of instant knowing, understanding complex systems or situations without any logical pathway to that understanding. An accountant described having complete insight into a client's business challenges the moment she walked into their office, before any briefing or explanation. The really interesting part? It's affecting people who never had any interest in this stuff. A friend of mine who's a data analyst started having what she calls information downloads, complete understanding of complex systems just appearing in her mind. She thought she was having a breakdown until she realized these insights were actually accurate and revolutionary for her field. Then there's the physical symptoms that nobody talks about. Many people are experiencing changes in sleep patterns, not because they're stressed, but because their consciousness seems to be active in different ways during rest. They're having incredibly vivid dreams that feel more real than waking life. Some are reporting that they feel more refreshed after 4 hours of this new type of sleep than they used to after 8 hours of regular sleep. And then there's the collective experiences that are becoming impossible to ignore. How many times in the last year have you thought of someone only to have them call or text within hours? Or known exactly what song was going to play next on shuffle? Or finished someone's sentence in a way that surprised both of you? This is Elena D'Avalon, by the way, and I've been researching consciousness evolution for years. What I'm witnessing right now is unprecedented. We're not just individuals anymore, we're nodes in an awakening network. And the network is becoming more integrated and sophisticated every day. The morphic field research that Rupert Sheldrake pioneered explains a lot of what we're seeing. When a certain percentage of any population learns something new, that information becomes accessible to the entire group. It's like collective learning through invisible information fields. But what's happening now goes beyond Sheldrake's original findings. We seem to have hit what I'm calling the consciousness cascade, where individual awakenings are triggering rapid collective evolution at an unprecedented rate. The quantum physics research is backing this up in remarkable ways. Studies on quantum entanglement in biological systems show that when consciousness reaches a certain coherence level, it can influence other conscious systems at a distance. We're literally upgrading each other just by upgrading ourselves. Dr. Stuart Hameroff's research on quantum processes in brain microtubules suggests our consciousness isn't confined to our skulls. His collaboration with Roger Penrose on orchestrated objective reduction theory indicates that consciousness involves quantum computation at the cellular level. When our individual quantum coherence increases, we contribute to a larger field of awareness. And here's something wild that's not getting enough attention. NASA's been tracking something called the Schumann resonance, which is basically Earth's electromagnetic heartbeat. It's been stable at 7.83 Hz for decades, but lately, it's been spiking to levels that shouldn't be possible according to conventional atmospheric physics. These spikes correlate with reports of expanded consciousness experiences worldwide. It's like the planet itself is participating in this consciousness upgrade. Dr. Lynn McTaggart's intention experiments have shown that focused group consciousness can influence physical reality at measurable levels. But her recent work suggests that this influence is becoming more immediate and more powerful. Groups are achieving in minutes what used to require hours of focused intention. What's really fascinating is watching how this individual upgrading is creating something larger. When people with expanded awareness connect, something new emerges that's bigger than the sum of its parts. I've been in groups lately where the collective intelligence is so tangible you can almost feel it in the room. Ideas arise that no single person brought in. Solutions emerge that are more elegant and comprehensive than any individual mind could have conceived. It's like accessing a group mind that's both ancient and completely new. Musicians are reporting jam sessions where the music seems to play itself through them. Business teams are having breakthrough strategies that arise from collective insight rather than individual analysis. Even families are experiencing deeper connection and understanding, as if they're operating on multiple levels of communication simultaneously. The really wild part is when these groups are geographically distributed. I've been in online conversations where the coherence and creative flow feels identical to being in the same physical space. It's like consciousness is figuring out how to network itself regardless of physical limitations. But here's the thing nobody prepared us for. This upgrade comes with some serious integration challenges. When your consciousness expands rapidly, your entire life structure needs to catch up, and that process can be intense. Relationships that aren't authentic become unbearable. You can literally feel when someone isn't being genuine, and maintaining surface-level connections becomes exhausting. Work that doesn't align with your purpose feels suffocating. Old patterns and beliefs start crumbling faster than you can rebuild them. Some people are experiencing what psychologists call integration overwhelm, having insights and abilities faster than they can practically incorporate them into daily life. It's like getting a software upgrade that's more advanced than your current operating system can handle. Others are dealing with what I call frequency isolation, feeling disconnected from people who aren't experiencing similar shifts. It's not judgment. It's just that the communication gap becomes more apparent when your awareness expands beyond familiar boundaries. The key is conscious integration. It's not enough to have mystical experiences or psychic hits. You need to ground these expanded states into practical reality. Otherwise, you end up feeling split between your expanded awareness and your human life. What's your most undeniable example of this shift? And more importantly, how are you integrating these new abilities or insights into your daily life? Share in the comments. Your integration strategies might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. What's remarkable is how this consciousness upgrade is affecting literally every aspect of human experience. In healthcare, more practitioners are developing intuitive diagnostic abilities. In education, Teachers are accessing new ways to connect with and inspire their students. In business, leaders are making decisions based on expanded awareness that leads to breakthrough innovations. I know a surgeon who's been experiencing what she calls surgical intuition, knowing exactly where to focus her attention during complex procedures in ways that go beyond her medical training. A financial advisor told me he's been having insights about market patterns that consistently prove accurate, despite defying conventional analysis. Even parenting is being transformed. Parents are developing deeper intuitive connection with their children, understanding their needs and supporting their development in ways that feel both ancient and revolutionary. The technology sector is particularly interesting. Engineers and developers are reporting breakthrough solutions that arise through what they describe as collaborative consciousness, insights that emerge through connection with something larger than individual expertise. So if you've been feeling like you're changing at a pace that's almost disorienting, if you're noticing abilities or insights that seem to come from nowhere, if you're experiencing connection and synchronicity at levels that feel almost magical, you're not imagining it. You're part of a global consciousness research project that's been running itself. Every meditation you do, every moment of presence, every choice to respond with love instead of fear, you're contributing data to humanity's evolution. The people who are consciously participating in this upgrade aren't just changing themselves. They're creating morphic resonance that makes it easier for others to access these same states and abilities. But here's what I think is really important to understand. You don't have to do anything special to be part of this. The upgrade is happening whether you're actively seeking it or not. The question is whether you're going to consciously participate in it or just let it happen to you. Conscious participation means paying attention to the changes in your awareness, trusting the insights that arise, and finding ways to integrate expanded perception into practical life. It means connecting with others who are experiencing similar shifts and supporting each other through the integration process. Based on what I'm tracking globally, we're just at the beginning of something unprecedented in human history. The consciousness upgrade that's happening now appears to be preparing us for even bigger shifts ahead. We're developing abilities that will be essential for navigating the reality we're collectively creating. Think about it. If we're going to solve global challenges like climate change, social inequality, and technological integration in ways that actually work, we need a species-level intelligence upgrade. And that's exactly what's happening. We're becoming more connected, more intuitive, more creative, and more collaborative. We're developing the capacity for collective problem-solving that transcends individual limitation. We're learning to access information and insight from sources beyond conventional knowledge. The question isn't whether this consciousness evolution is real. The data is overwhelming. The question is how consciously we're going to participate in directing where it leads. Next week, I'll be sharing specific field reports on the new abilities that are emerging and practical approaches for working with them consciously. Because if we're upgrading as a species, we might as well do it with intention and awareness. Until then, stay quantum. And remember, your consciousness evolution isn't just personal development. It's evolutionary research that benefits all of us. Every insight you integrate, every expanded awareness you ground into reality, every moment you choose love over fear, you're contributing to the upgrade of human consciousness itself. We're not just witnesses to evolution. We're active participants in our own species' next developmental phase.